Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to the show. If you're seeing this part, we have not cut it out. Well, I guess we're not cutting it out because it's going on the YouTube platform. So just speed up a hair. I'm on here 2 minutes late. I'm so sorry. So maybe speed forward a minute or so. I'll just make sure I get everybody on, make sure we get some chats, make sure everybody can see me. Chelsea, welcome to the house. Can you hear me, guys? Hello, Terry Bowden from Idaho. Thank you for coming back, buddy. Good to see Teresa. Good to see Ken. Thank you. Rebecca had to step away on a phone call, but she will be here in just a second. She's making us tea, guys. I asked in one of our vlogs, what's your number one struggle? But I asked a number of other things, including what is a small treat that makes your day feel better? You guys, a lot of you said coffee and tea. So go. Hey, Mike's in the house. Hey, Mike. I just saw your email about coming out. I'll get back to you on that real soon. Also, members, just so you know, this is open to Mike. This is open to Ken. All members, you guys get priority if you're ever in Western North Carolina to come and see us, to come and get the farm experience. No cost. As members, we're going to prioritize you guys and getting in here and doing that. That's going to be part of the member experience 2019. If anybody's by, they can come by and see us. If you're hoping for some bulletproof coffee, now is not the time because we are on intro gaps and you might get some very honeyless tea. So I'm just going to do a short chat here with you guys, welcome a few people, and then we're going to get started. So Adam's in the house. Leona, it's so good to see you guys back. Thank you guys for continuing to come back. I continue to hope to add value for you guys. You guys add so much value for us. Going into 2019, hoping to look at this as a community effort because I think you guys have given me as much as I've given you. And I think that you find value in that. I think anybody would find value in the ability to help another person. So I'm not going to sit and claim I know it all. I mean, I'm happy Ken and Cindy from Part-Time Permies jump on here sometimes because they sometimes know answers that I don't know. And there's going to be some of those questions tonight. Like, has anybody had any experience with turkeys and chickens together? I haven't. I've always known you're not supposed to do that. I don't necessarily know why. I think the beautiful one remembers why we haven't done that, but maybe some of you guys will speak to that here in a minute. So I want to involve you guys as the communities in your own. You guys have authorities in your own right. I don't know everything, and when I don't, I often go to the member area to find things out. So you guys ready to get this party started? Leona, Chelsea, I want to thank you for all your questions. Maybe you're most of the questions on here. I don't know, but you ask amazing questions. And I really appreciate that. So give me 1 second. We're having a windstorm, and I just heard a really loud noise. So I'm going to check that out. I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. I don't know what that was, and hopefully we don't lose power because we're having crazy wind. Last time we tried to do a webinar with wind, we lost the internet or power one. I forget. I think it was the internet. So y'all still with me? Shout if you are still with me in the comments, and I will get this party started. Okay. Okay, good. I thought for a minute I didn't see y'all scrolling with the chat. I thought I lost you from the internet. So, well, let me see if anybody has any questions before we get going. Chelsea, you're going to be looking at land. You're going to be well prepared, girl. You and your family. Okay. It's your birthday tomorrow, Chelsea. Happy birthday. Okay, Justin, can you talk about cow birth and best practices? Generally, we let the cows do their thing. That's why we're always looking for hardy breeds that do their own thing, that don't need any assistance. I mean, it's preferable with us that we wake up in the morning and there's a calf in there. And actually, that's happened. That happened with Violet, with Bear. Other times, we have come upon other cows who have just had their baby. I don't think we've ever caught it. I do hope to catch it with like Flossie and whatnot. But Aunt Flossie is not going to let me anywhere near her while she's giving birth to that calf. I'd like to see it. And if she needs help, I'm probably not going to be able to help her unless it's dire. I know this. If you need to pull the calf out, do not pull the calf straight out. Pull the calf down. But I would be very careful about messing with that. I mean, I would just let it run its course. Because you could mess things up worse if you don't know what you're doing. So, we, on this farm, don't want a cow that's going to have a hard time giving birth. So, we let nature run its course. Okay. It's going to get crazy at Ken's house. Let's get going with the wind. Imagine, Ken, on the Outer Banks. That windy day when I went and saw you on the farm tour, it was just absolutely crazy then. I cannot imagine in a storm like this. So everybody stay dry and put, okay? Somebody wants to know how our GAPS diet is doing. I think maybe I'll circle back on that when Rebecca gets back. She'd probably like to. At least I'm here talking to you, right? I have enough energy to be here talking to you. So we're doing good. Why'd the chicken cross the road, Mark B? I'll take your bait. Okay. Are your kiddos doing the diet also? I'll get Beauty when she comes in that. Remind me to go back to the GAPS diet if you guys are interested in hearing about that. It's a very good diet for somebody on a farm. Basically, everything we can grow pretty easily. Part-time Burmese in the house, Cindy. Okay, is there a special mix you use for soil blocks? Anyway, before I get to that, Cindy, I'm glad you're here. I got some questions I think you'll know the answer to in a minute that I didn't know. Okay, there is not a special mix we use. We just get the what you call Coco Loco, and I put those in the show notes, which I forgot to put in the YouTube description. So I'll do that in a minute, maybe when Beauty gets back and she can field some of these questions. But it's a company called Coco Loco. It's a potting mix, pre-bagged. Most gardening stores have it, or you can ask them to carry it, and I bet you they will. You can also get it on Amazon at last resort. It's a potting mix that actually works good in holding itself together, not in a pot, in a soil block maker system. Where do you order your sea monsters from? You back with us, Beauty, or are you still busy? She's making our tea. Don't envy us, though. We're having tea. We have to have herbal tea on this diet, and we have a teaspoon of honey. Woo! We're really getting crazy. So you guys get crazy for me, okay? I used to order my sea monsters. Sea monsters are Cornish cross. For those that don't know, C stands for Cornish cross C. Sea monster, the letter C. We used to get them from the poultryhatchery.com, but somebody just let me know. I had linked that somewhere, and somebody said, yo, that website's not there anymore. The phone number's bogus. So I'm assuming they went out of business because I went and looked, and it's true. It's sad because they were the only hatchery that they didn't feed their breeders. They don't feed their breeders GMO. So they were a non-GMO. Now, Cornish cross chickens themselves are not GMO. Thankfully, they haven't figured out how to do that yet. Their parents have been fed GMO feed. That's it. Now that's going to be across the board in all the hatcheries I know of. I was hoping somebody would get on here and tell me if there's another hatchery that feeds their stock non-GMO. Otherwise, we're going to have to buy them, and the chicks will be raised on organic for their entire lives. So that'll be the best we can do. It's still a heck of a lot better than store-bought. So we are hoping to raise 3 to 5 sheep this spring. We don't have a crazy amount of predators, but there are some coyotes running around. From time to time, we hear them, but you do not see them. We do have an untrained border collie that barks. That could help. I wouldn't totally 100% count on that. But curious to know what other predator protection you might recommend. So for just 3 or 5 sheep, it's not going to justify a guard dog. And I would say a nice hot electric fence. that's what we counted on for our predators with our sheep, and that's what we're going to count on for our predators in August. I guess that's true. I guess that's true, Cindy. Cindy said we could buy our own breeding stock for Cornish Cross and raise our own stock. That's interesting.
I don't know if I want to.
Not this year, certainly, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I like Cindy though. That like totally, Cindy. Thank you. That's like being the change. So I appreciate that comment and even throwing that out there as a possibility, because honestly, I didn't even think of it, but it is totally possible. Would you go over your organizational plan for Abundant Permaculture site or blog? Where do I start? Where do I go next? I get lost sometimes. This will be easy because I'm so sorry about the blog. Because once we started vlogging and founding footing there, we just basically left the blog up. And if most of you probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but it's abundantpermaculture.com, where I have about a dozen or so articles, mostly on chickens, basically all on chickens. And right now, you can go to the website, abundantpermaculture.com, and scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you can see our most popular blogs listed on the bottom. But unfortunately, that's not all of them. And for me to make that, I don't know how to make it happen, because I can log into the site, and I don't know how to do it. So it comes down to me hiring someone and then probably having to spend some time directing them on what they probably have to overhaul the whole website to make those more visible. So sorry, we're just leaving it, but I will give you that tip. A lot of people don't know that they need to scroll all the way down if they want some articles. Oh, that's cool, Chelsea. Good story. I like that story. Chelsea said she found us by searching, what'd she search? Chicken compost, and she discovered us in permaculture. So that's cool.
Okay, so this guy said he was supposed to send his roux to the farmer. Part of the deal if a chick was a roux, but since a raccoon attacked, the chickens at the farm pick on him because of his injury. Yes, they will, especially if there's blood. I don't know if it's a bloody injury right now or if it's healed up, but if they see blood, they will pick. And yeah, they most likely will.
So if he is bleeding and you're concerned, you could keep him separated until he's not bleeding, healed enough to.
Well, even scabbed up, they'll pick at it, won't they? Like
I don't know. It depends. You could try it. I would say it wouldn't hurt to try it and just.
Do that
no, I was waiting for you. So they want to know how GAP's going. You don't have to read that. Just tell them how GAP's is going. I don't know. I'm sure you are, but I'll go check.
I'd love to hear how your GAP's diet is going.
You're very much in the shot.
It is going really well. It is.
While you're talking, I'm going to put the link to the show notes in the description. Okay.
We are already on
It's not going well. I'm very irritated.
He is irritable.
Tell him the truth, Beck.
He's so
Tell him the truth.
He's so irritable.
We're eating soup, y'all.
It's a little hard.
It's terrible.
It's a little difficult. I'm not going to lie. I'm ready to like eat different food, but I am willing to make this sacrifice if it actually helps me. Which I feel like it is.
I feel that's probably why it's hurting so bad. Because it's actually helping us.
Yeah,
we're actually detoxing.
The detox is happening, and like I mean, we were eating potatoes. That's not on the diet.
Right.
I mean, we were eating like food that was cooked differently too.
Food that wasn't soaking wet.
Food that wasn't boiled. So. The thing is with the GAPS diet, when
I'm not a pig, I don't like my food soaking wet.
When the bacteria die, or the candida, or whatever it is, parasites, they release toxins into your system, and then those toxins kind of make you feel bad. So it really depends on how long this is going to take. I don't feel that awful. I mean, sure, I have a little bit of irritability.
I feel better today.
Yeah, today.
Yesterday, mega irritable.
I have had days where I've woke up and I felt like, no, today is not going to be a good day.
You're not sleeping well.
I'm not sleeping well all of a sudden, but that could be also because I changed my thyroid medicine recently. I had to up it again. So, I don't know what it is. So yeah, overall, I feel better. I feel like it's helping. I don't know, y'all. Okay.
You just go on.
Are your kiddos doing it also? If so, any ideas to get them on board? I've looked into a couple times, but for some with autism.
You're getting tired back.
Hypothyroidism. Yeah, I am tired. Okay, so Justin and I are doing intro. The kids are doing the full gaps. Full gaps diet isn't that different, except for the meals. The meals is the hard part, and the kids are struggling with it. I wouldn't say struggling as like us. They're just like
come around here if you need to
done with soup too. But good news is that hopefully we're going to be moving on to stews and casseroles soon. So that might make it a little bit better. And then in stage 3, which should be maybe happening next week, is like roasted chicken and stuff like that. So who knew we'd be so excited about roasted chicken, but we will be. As far as the kids getting them on is like roasted chicken. As far as getting the kids on board, it's been hard. They don't want to eat. Like I had to feed Gideon dinner tonight, which sucks because I just had to feed myself that.
Yeah, we saw that they had the. Sorry, I'm gonna interject here real quick.
Okay, so
the Freedom Ranger. Yes, we found sites that have Freedom Rangers. I just don't like Freedom Rangers. Takes too long to grow them out compared to the Cornish Cross.
Yeah.
And they're tougher and they're not as neutral in taste. So thank you though, Chelsea. We looked and that's the first thing we found too is
I've
Freedom
actually
Rangers.
thought we were gonna switch over to Freedom Rangers because of that, but he's okay, so back to the kids. Sea monsters. He likes the sea monsters. So back to the kids. They are.
It's important that you like the taste of the food that you're growing. It's important. We've learned that the hard way. Or you just don't want to fight for it. You just don't want to get up tomorrow when it's 9 degrees and deal with it.
I know.
Okay.
Okay. So back to the kids and the full gaps diet. So basically the only thing we took out of their diet was like any processed food. Like I was buying Simple Mills crackers. That's off the diet. What else? Oh, we were doing chocolate chips and nuts. That's not on the diet. What else? What else is off the diet that the kids are like, but like everything else is on the diet. Whoa, what happened to us?
Hopefully they can still see me because that's like way in the beginning what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Just keep talking and I'll make sure they can still see us.
Okay.
I'm going to refresh it.
Let's see. There we go.
That's better.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm
nice frown. Okay.
I think that this is all part of it. Like I feel like I am. I feel like my brain is a little not. I like your Justin. That's what Adam says.
Boy, you weren't around last night.
I know. Irritable Justin isn't so fun sometimes.
Okay.
Okay. So back to it all. So. You know, they're just kids. I don't know. I read somewhere like to use honey as a bribe if you're doing intro. See, like I can't imagine doing the intro with our children.
Go there. We would in an emergency.
Yeah, if they needed it, we would do it. But man, I can't imagine because like they're still eating all the fruits and.
That would have to be all that's in the house. We'd have to remove the fruits, remove everything. That would be our trick. Is that's what's. For dinner. That's what's for snack. What are you laughing at?
Uh-oh, truth comes out.
We're trying to be real with y'all. This is a small, intimate group. You guys are our members. You guys are our closest family.
So yeah, y'all, I mean, I don't know.
So we're not unicorns, fart rainbows about this gap stuff.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it works. I mean, I've read some things that it didn't, and that's a little scary because I feel very much like I put all my eggs in this basket. Gap stand-up comedy. So It's like drunk history. Yeah, y'all, I'm serious. Like,
get your broth out, Becky. Get your broth. We're gonna get real crazy here after this honeyless tea.
I put in a teaspoon of honey. Thank you very much. We got chamomile and mint.
This one's
tea.
about to eat a banana. She doesn't eat banana, but she's about to, because it's on the full gap. So you're gonna eat that banana with cinnamon, fried banana with cinnamon.
Yeah, they had fried bananas with cinnamon. I was like, I might eat that. Justin's like, and I'm all like, well,
I couldn't believe it. All right.
You eat soup for 8 days and then be like, you can eat this fried banana with cinnamon on it. And I'm all like, heck yeah.
Somebody commented on your video saying, oh, I'm German. I love soup. We eat it 5 times a week. I'm thinking, you're not hearing me right. You're not hearing this. We're eating soup at every single. We eat soup 5 times in a day and a half.
I know. Well, if you count broth, drinking broth out of a cup, then we eat soup 5 times in one day.
All right, we'll get off the soup bandwagon.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, they get irritated by this weather. That's not helping either, Jan.
Yes.
You're right.
The weather does not help because I don't feel like I can go outside. It is so cold. Even with my winter weather gear, it has nothing against -9 or whatever it is out there.
It's 8. Gonna be 8 tomorrow.
Feels like 8.
So it's gonna feel like -87 to me.
And then there's just like there's emotionalness with food that you don't think about.
Okay. So we
my word.
-12 in Michigan, y'all. Okay. So they always got to make us feel bad for complaining.
No.
We are very fortunate to live here because we're gonna have this cold streak and probably will not be this cold again the rest of the year.
Oh my gosh, the real temp is -12. They don't know what the wind chill is.
All right.
Look at your weather app.
Nobody's going out and measuring it. Everybody's inside. What are your breeding plans for the cows? So when Aunt Flossie has this baby calf, anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks, when she comes back in heat, we're breeding her.
Irritable Justin is a little more entertaining.
Okay, good. You know that's true. Did you know that angry videos are more likely to go viral than sad videos? I create way more sad videos than angry videos. I need to get up some anger. Okay, that was a little fun fact for y'all. But anyway, okay. So we're just pretty laid back about it. When they come back into heat, we've got a bull here ready to go. Hopefully, Stud can live up to his name here in about a couple of months. How do you handle sustainability in a home cow herd? I've been reading a lot about spiral.
Did you finish that about Flossie?
Did I?
I don't know. Did we finish that about Flossie?
I said I would breed her when she came in heat.
Okay.
Didn't I?
See, you know what? That Too Blessed to Be Stressed. I have a book.
Yeah.
He saw it when he was getting ready in the morning.
Too Blessed to Be Stressed.
And he said,
that lifted my spirit.
I'm too blessed to be stressed.
That lifted my spirit.
You know,
you don't tempt us with Florida.
I would go to Florida, but I'm on this diet.
Somebody's inviting us to Florida, and we're about to go. Uncle Pete's in Costa Rica, and now we want to go to Costa Rica.
Chelsea says, and when she was gluten-free, dairy-free, the hardest part was feeling like she couldn't be a part of Meals with Everyone. You know, I've had that thought because Justin and I were like, let's go to Costa Rica on a date, just him and I. But what am I going to do? Bring my soup? Can't do that. And it's not just the deprivation; it's the exclusion and having to obsess over your food. Yes.
Yeah, and the Hollers were here, and we invite people to our meals, but
I told
ain't nobody want to come over here and eat drenched food.
I said, hey, y'all. I said, you guys can come to all the meals, but it's basically soup.
Cindy says it's not a competition she wants to win about the cold weather. All right. No, now, when Cindy was here, it was like 60 degrees during the day. That's like in a couple weeks, it'll be that again.
No, Deno says part-time for me is not a competition I want to do.
Oh, okay. Okay, how do you handle sustainability in a cow herd? I've heard reading a lot about spiral breeding chickens, but obviously we wouldn't have enough cows for that. Any good suggestion or resources? So when you breed cows as relatives, when it works out, it's called line breeding. When it doesn't work out, it's called inbreeding. But I believe with these animals, most of the time it works out.
Yeah.
Right? We are not afraid to breed, for one, chickens, a rooster with his daughter, or a bull with his daughter. That's going to be fine. Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, this one wants to know, are we planning to breed Phyllis? She's bred. We are almost 100%
We're pretty sure unless she's not coming into heat. So she has not come into heat since she got here. Cow's going into heat every 3 weeks. So she's either not going into heat or she's bred.
Well, she'd already been into heat.
She's been exposed to a bull. Oh, had she? We should text Josh.
No, he thought that she had gotten bred because
she's pretty beastly.
Because she was with a bull before she came to us.
Okay. So Phyllis is bred. Isn't that exciting? 2019, Rebecca. We're going to have 2 baby calves born.
Pretty crazy.
Okay. So, yeah, we're going to breed Stud Muffin with his offspring. With Aunt Phyllis and Flossie.
Yeah.
For as long as they're productive. And then, yeah, I guess we'll replace Phyllis with one of her offspring.
Yeah.
She's 8, so she doesn't have that much.
She's 8?
Yeah, she's 8. She's a woman. So she's got maybe 4 years of productivity. And then we're going to need to think about replacing her with her offspring. To be Aunt Nellie. Probably sell Aunt Nellie. What are you looking at?
I'm worried about breeding a bull to his daughter, especially after a couple of generations, because eventually that bull will die, and then the logical progression is the cow's son to replace.
Okay, so one thing else I said in the show notes is, if you have a problem with that, I'm serious. Find a neighbor. I know you're wanting to do this on-home sustainability thing, but I think in the long run, I think to be truly sustainable, we're going to have to count on the community at some point. I don't think we can be 100% sustainable. I don't think it's worth it. I think we need to rely on each other, just like cows are herds. We are herd animals too, I guess. We like to be around people.
So there's some discussion in here, and I'm worried about breeding a bull to his daughter, especially after a couple generations, because eventually that bull will die, and then logical progression is the cow's son to replace him, and then what he breeds his mother.
That's fine too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like there was only...
Just, I hope you guys are hearing me. We're looking like we're having some trouble here. So with chickens, I know the only problem with breeding relatives and chickens is 100%. They have the same exact mom and dad, and they have the same exact. The male has the same exact mom and dad.
And the female has the same exact mom and dad.
So they're 100% brother and sister. They're not half brothers and sister. Then you could have problems. I don't know what it is in cows.
I don't know. I was around some people who do line breeding, and they really liked it.
There's people who swear by line breeding, and then there's people who swear that it's inbreeding.
I'll be honest. When I was talking to those people, and it was years ago that I was talking to those people, and I feel like I've come a long ways in some of this.
We're not
with some things now.
We're not gonna be sorry. Go ahead.
But I remember thinking this can't be good. But then the more I researched it, it wasn't. It's just different with the cows than it is with humans. Like obviously, I would not recommend any of this with humans.
Okay, you guys still hear us? That's good.
Y'all,
let's move on to the. I've seen other homesteaders wean their calves. Do you do that? If so, when? Wouldn't taking away the calf share option make keeping a milk cow way more work? Yes, taking away the calf from the mom and weaning it, I think, makes it a lot more work, because a cow to be in milk has to be milked twice a day by hand, or you have a calf that can nurse throughout the day, and it just keeps her flowing. And for us, we can take a day off, and the calf is on her. We take Saturdays off. We don't put them up Friday. It's so nice. It's so glorious. It's such a respite. I think I would burn out. And also, I think it's better and you could go on a few days vacation. And then it's better for the calf and the mom. The mom's so stressed when the calf's not near, wants to nurture and be with that calf. And the calf, when we bought our cows from our father's farm, if they're going to raise that cow to sell it, or use it as a milker, guess what? They don't wean that calf. That calf is going to have a much better head start and be much more productive and hardy throughout the rest of its life the longer it was able to nurse.
Did you say the 10 months thing?
What was the 10 months thing?
That's what they say. They keep it on the mama for 10 months.
Oh.
And that's all the fat cells have gotten all the fat that they can use, and then you give them another 10 months to develop those fat cells, and then they breed them after that.
Okay, I forgot about that. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you for remembering that.
You're welcome.
Because we need to do that with
Nellie.
Nellie, okay.
And with Flossie's.
Do you have situation? So I guess the reason if you're gonna not, I'm not gonna harp on anybody if they wean. They're just going to be milking twice a day, and the calf is, in my opinion, is going to have as much benefit.
I think our Father's Farm weans, don't they, or no?
You know, they do. The ones that they're not going to keep for milkers, they do wean, and they still only milk once a day.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you they can't take one day off.
They can't.
So I guess you can get away with one day milking, but you cannot get away with it one day off, or cows are going to get mastitis and all kinds of nasty stuff.
Yeah.
Their milk production is going to go down. The less demand that's on that, the less they're going to produce.
I like keeping our calf on her, and honestly, we have never had to wean a calf. We've always just let the mom do it. She eventually kicks them off. She eventually says, enough's enough.
I've seen them always naturally wean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people do wean them. I've heard of it online. People having problems, but
we'll just separate them out for 3 days. I do have a situation where Everflow water. I have a situation that Everflow water is not for me. So most of you guys actually probably cannot do an Everflow water. You got to be blessed with water above you and water below you. And if we were looking to a homestead, though, we were starting over, I would be insisting on water on the property full sure, water above me, and water below me. I would want to be right smack in the middle of it for Everflow reasons, for reasons of tapping in the spring water for our house, as a backup to a well, making sure the well water is clean. Water is very important to us. That's one big reason we ended up back in North Carolina when we hunted for a place to stay. We certainly weren't going to stay west of the Mississippi where it didn't rain. I mean, we were missing our rain, and we came back on a good year, Rebecca, because we got double the rain we normally get, 75 inches. So if you can't do the Everflow water, what do I like for keeping water unfrozen for chickens? I like the electrical water heaters, and we use that. It's perfect for that. Everflow might be overkill for 6 chickens, given as expensive as it was, about $200, maybe more counting the line. But it is so easy. Like tomorrow at 8 degrees, we're going to go out there and that water is going to be flowing.
Yeah.
And now the heated water is going to be there too, but it needs refilled every once in a while. It's not so easy to refill. And then the vacuum sealers, we're just going to have to pull the ones that are out in and put new ones out. So I linked to the electric hot water heater. If your chickens are staying in one place pretty long time, that works. And then I linked the vacuum seal if you're moving your chickens pretty regularly. You can chat with them there, Rebecca, or address the crowd.
Somebody's moving to Asheville. Chelsea's moving to Asheville from Raleigh.
Cool.
And then someone said, have you ever, you made me laugh, it doesn't rain west of the Mississippi. Have you ever been to Oregon? So we did go to Oregon, and it was really dry in some of Oregon, and it was kind of dry. It was kind of dry on all of Oregon that we were at.
I know. I thought Oregon was wet.
I thought it was too, but it was not. It was not that
wet. It's desert like everything else. Now, I'm sure if you keep going west, we get into some of that rain. Even in Washington, did it even rain in Washington?
When we were,
and Washington too is mostly arid.
It might have been a drought, but I will say this: when we were at, now this is interesting because I know it's west of the Cascades. Is that it? West of the Cascades is where what's his name is. Look at you. But he was saying he only got like 18 inches of rain a year. So I'm just so confused. Now, when we were in Oregon, we didn't get, it was very dry. They were in a drought, I will say that. So I guess that's why we think it doesn't rain in Oregon, because when we were there, because, you know, life revolves around when we were there.
It didn't seem so arid where I heard it in Spiritualist.
It was very dry.
It seems pretty green.
It was dry.
I remember it green, but all right. Okay.
So I don't know. I was under the impression that it rained a lot, but then when we were with Pal Gauchi, he acted like it didn't rain that much. So I got confused.
Okay.
I won't lie.
Have you ever tried raising turkeys and ducks together? This is where I need y'all's help. Maybe somebody has some experience with this.
Turkeys and
I
ducks.
have heard. No, sorry, turkeys and ducks together.
Or turkeys and chickens.
Or turkeys and chickens together. So basically, this person is wanting to mix turkeys with either chickens or ducks, or maybe both chickens and ducks. I've heard that turkeys will get sick if they are raised with other birds. What is your experience? I know early on turkeys are looking for a way to die.
Okay.
And it's hard to
when
keep
we
them
raised
alive.
our turkeys,
Uh-huh.
we got lots of comments about raising chickens and turkeys together. And apparently that's a thing. But it's also a thing to keep them very separate, because apparently chickens can have a disease that they can carry that turkeys can also get. So we did what the person we bought our turkeys from, which he said, keep them separate. Don't put them together at all. So that's what we did. But lots of people told us that they raised them together. Now ducks, you know, it probably would be okay, but I don't know.
I don't know. Part-time permie, Cindy, you know anything about this? I was thinking you might. Okay, so Cindy's going to ask Rose on that one. Okay. So I'm sorry. We don't. That's one of those that I don't know. I'm not going to do it.
I mean,
I have my chickens on jobs. I have my turkeys on jobs.
Yeah.
It
was just, I mean, but we only lost like 2 turkeys, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning?
Yeah. I certainly wouldn't put turkeys with anything in the beginning. Like I said, they're looking for ways to die.
But then someone I remember a comment distinctly. People put, they say that this disease, but they say to put them with them, the chickens with the turkeys, because then the chickens will show the turkeys what to do. I don't know.
Next question is, how do you decide what vegetables to plant? So we get on a 2-week planting schedule as soon as we're able to plant, or as soon as we're ready to plant, which in here with covered, hopefully we're going to have a cat tunnel which is like a greenhouse where we can get started early. It could be as early as February with onions, March. And so
I'd suggest asking Rose. She suggested, but she can also ask Rose if you want her to.
Oh.
That's funny.
I don't know if I'll get around to it. I don't know.
See, the breeders and chicken companies all say not to, but every time I seem to see turkeys online, I see chickens. I have no idea.
Okay. So, what was I saying? Oh. What was that? Oh, vegetables. Okay, so we plant every 2 weeks once you can start planting. And we basically look at what you can plant. We're not the most organized on this, but you look at what we can plant in our zone, and we pick what we like, and we plant that. Now, if we're planting cauliflower, say think about how much cauliflower you would want. Since I'm planting every 2 weeks, you might plant once or once every month. In our case, we have to look at what we would eat in that 2-week period. So how many cauliflowers would we want to eat in 2 weeks? Now, you do have to consider the other vegetables that you're planting too. If you're only planting 2 different vegetables, you would plant more cauliflower. If you're planting 6 other vegetables, you'd plant few. And then you say, okay, I think I can, imagine yourself at the grocery store. How many cauliflower heads would you pick out at that time of the year? Okay, I'd pick out 2. Well, you're probably going to want to grow twice that. If you have kids, for sure. Maybe a quarter to a half, depending on how good you are. And I say plant more than you want because there's going to be a mistake. And I also plant more than we want to allow for mistakes, so I don't get so irritable Justin doesn't come out when the children step on it. And we can feed it to the pigs and chickens what we don't eat because they come in right after us. We just make it pretty simple.
Yeah, and also we only plant what we actually like.
Yeah, we got into that in the beginning, and that's
like we started planting all these crazy.
You don't want to hoe around
an eggplant.
Eggplant if you don't like eggplant.
Yeah,
that eggplant's going to die. When those bugs come after that die, but the eggplant, you aren't online researching how to save it.
No.
But when something's coming after Beauty's tomatoes, we're fighting for it. It's worth it.
Yep.
Okay. Would you please post the link to the milk pail and stainless steel filter you use for the milk cows? Yes. I put it in the show notes, but the show notes are now in underneath this YouTube video, and I linked actually all my milking supplies, which include those pails.
I will say that I think you have to buy the pail and the lid separately now. You can't buy them together.
Yeah, they are separate.
And then
so make sure you buy
stainless funnel was at another place. I couldn't get them all at the same place.
Make sure you get the stainless steel bucket, the lid, the funnel, and then the filters. That funnel is not actually the filter. You get paper filters. They were right here.
They're down there. All right.
So you get these paper filters that go inside the funnel. It's like $9 for this, and there's 200 of them. So
$7.26.
It won't break the bank.
No. And
it's
just
worth it not to use a cloth because you just. I mean, I guess you could reuse cloth, but
yeah. Okay, so what I do is I buy like 6 or 8 of those boxes.
Mm-hmm.
There's 200 in there.
Yeah.
So I buy 6 or 8 of those boxes, and then I'll have to rebuy for a long time.
We're switching with this.
Okay, how big is your brooder in that garage?
So the brooder in the garage is going away, but
it's gone.
Joel Salatin, so I'm going to build another one, and it's going to go by Joel Salatin's recommendation. Figure 100 chickens need 25 square feet up until they're 4 weeks old. So I'm going to build a brooder that's 5 by 5-ish, 4 by 6-ish, something like that. Hopefully a brooder that is optional, stay inside or go outside. Hopefully I'm going to develop a neat little thing there where we can actually raise chicks on grass from the very beginning in a brooder outside, but that can also be brought in if we have a monsoon like we did last year.
Yeah.
Stay inside.
Have you ever seen ducks being mixed into an already established family of chickens? I'm building a hugelkultur bed and assume there will be slugs. Virginia Piedmont, which is a wet property, wondering how and if I should incorporate ducks and if they should live separately in the perennial food forest hugel section, maybe with an overflying. Were they a big pain? Okay. Well, ducks were disgusting. I don't know what the deal is, but they just were gross.
Well, they like to eat and then they like to wash it down with food. So it's terrible. They're just nasty.
Yeah.
So,
but you can put ducks with chickens. They coexist just fine.
And I think were ours ducklings when they were introduced to adult chickens?
No, they weren't adult chickens. We kept them with the baby chicks.
I was thinking Cindy might have an insight on this one too. I don't see a problem with introducing ducklings to older chickens, certainly. I'm wondering about older ducks with older chickens. I think that'd be okay too. I would just do it at night.
It probably would be okay.
I would put them in their coops at night and maybe monitor it. But we're pretty aggressive with that, I guess. Just putting them in there, and everything seems to work out for us. And then the only problem is the ducks are dirty. If you have the Everflow water, that's great. Like I don't know if I'd want to do ducks unless I could give them access to an Everflow water or running water or a pond. Yeah. And then we did have a chicken drown in a pool we had provided for ducks one time. I think that's probably going to be pretty rare, but I think it happened.
I mean, we poured out the water, and there was these chicks can fall into the water that is for the ducks and drown if you're not careful.
Yeah.
See, Jan, it happened to us. We poured out the water, and there was the chicken in there. We were like, okay, we're not doing this anymore.
Don't mind their water dirty. I guess chickens don't really either. I would really foresee, and maybe not this year, but next year, but I think a duck system under my meat shaw would be absolutely amazing. I think to run ducks under the meat shaw and then have them in the net, but then let them out for the afternoon or something just would be phenomenal. Because ducks can eat so much of the grass, can get so much of their diet off the grass.
Well, he's concerned about slugs, which obviously ducks will eat slugs.
Yep. So, and the meat shaw is so cheap to build. You would just be getting netting around it. That would be more. Actually, it's more expensive to get the netting and the Energizer than the coop. Okay. I have a small 12 by 12-ish kitchen garden and 50-foot electric. Oh, you already read that one? Slugs?
No.
Chicken fence I bought last fall to keep squirrels or other small animals from eating my plants. Do you have any suggestions on how I can utilize all the fencing? Should I just wrap it around my garden until I run out of fence? But I also need to have a way into the garden. Any ideas? So Premier One does make a gate into these electric fences.
Yeah, but her problem is her garden's only 12 by 12-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But she has 50 foot of electric chicken fence.
You can lap it over itself.
Well, but then she can't use the gate. So my thing would be, could you go out and just have like space? You know, just do it so that you can get in and out through the gate.
Yeah, if you have room.
If you have room.
Just do it 25 by 25.
Or you can just wrap it around and then just go over the fence if you can. But people do fall, so you have to be careful.
We've had people fall here. We don't let anybody in our chickens anymore.
We don't let people get back in.
Fall.
Yeah, so so yeah.
I don't know if it would lap all the way, Rebecca, that it would cover the two. If you start right here, one post here, one post here,
and then lap.
You're only going to lap. I don't think it's going to lap and come all the way back. It's going to be doubled up down here.
But it's a gate. It'll be doubled up, won't it?
Shouldn't.
Yeah, it would be. Because you go like this. You start it and you go like this. And then you come back around it.
It would double up.
It would double up right here.
That's a good one. That's a tough question.
She could do this where she went like this around the garden and then had her gate like right here.
I will say if they're little rodents like squirrels, Premier One actually makes a smaller net that are probably going to be more effective towards small things like a squirrel. I'm not sure a regular poultry net would keep out a squirrel. I'm not saying that's what you have. I'm not sure what kind of things you have. But you could get a smaller one. I think they make like an 18-inch. It's for rabbits and squirrels and stuff like that. So look on Premier One for their gardening fence. Sometimes people don't think to look in that.
Do you have any recommendations on edible ground covers? I know you guys do a lot of mulch, but I'm not sure how much access I'll have to it, and I do a lot of raised beds. I'd like to use edible ground covers to use the space between beds.
Love the ideas of edible ground covers. We are moving away from mulch towards cover crops because one reason is that it's more accessible to everyone. Not everyone can get the town of Fletcher to come and deliver loads of mulch. And that's another reason that we're going with cover crops is that we can get edible ones that the chickens and pigs will eat when we're done, and that actually we could eat if we wanted to. So to make this long answer shorter, the link is in the description on an amazing chart from Organic Valley, or not Organic Valley, Grow Organic. It's an amazing chart, and it has a category among other categories, but they do have an edible category. So you can go and see which cover crops are edible and go down that list. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it, guys.
Yeah,
so,
and then Jan was wanting to know, has anyone used an electric fence in an urban setting? Had a one-time problem with human predators on her veggies. And then Chelsea had a good idea that you should put up a sign. She didn't have to worry about being liable. I will say somebody recently put in an article because apparently kids were getting in this guy's yard and he didn't like it, so he put a Premier One fence up.
There's an 8-foot
out of it.
There's an 8-foot deer fence.
I mean, I think it's definitely no. She's looking for human predators.
That's a tough one.
It is. Because, yeah, if you put the sign up and somebody comes into it, well, then it's really their problem.
Okay. Do we have any other comments or questions? We're going to wrap it up here. And Rebecca, don't let me forget, JSI wants to see you before you go to bed. Yeah. Dang, somebody stole her chilies, Jan. I'm sorry.
That's awful. I'm so sorry. Was it in your front yard?
Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you. Thank you for spending your precious time. Are you hunting down the haters? We got haters on our member video.
Someone
Two
gave us
thumbs
2
down.
thumbs down.
Come on,
y'all.
Ken. Ken, reverse that thumbs down, buddy.
That's funny.
It must have been when I was irritable in the beginning. Somebody didn't like it. Somebody gave us a thumbs down.
Bye, Cindy. Thank you, Steve. We are going to stay strong on the diet.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to stay strong.
We're those
I didn't
people.
eat soup
We're
for
nuts.
7 days straight
We're
to just
nuts.
give up. You're
Okay.
welcome, Deno.
Oh, we love you guys. It was so fun hanging out with you, Jan and Adam and Chelsea and Ken and Cindy. Adam's on here. Mark.
Mike Picotti is here.
Oh, Mike, yeah. We'll be seeing Mike in a
say
little
Adam?
bit. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. I did. I shouted out Adam. And who else we got in the room? So that's
Ken.
it.
Did you already say hey to
I
Ken?
did say hey to Ken. He's the one who gave us the thumbs down.
Say no to Grumpy.
All right. We'll see you guys. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. It's been a while because there was a fifth Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I'm glad it
and then
worked out.
last
The
week,
internet.
last time I didn't come back. I didn't
Yeah.
get on it because I was tired. And Cindy and Mike were here for that one.
All right. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's vlog.
All right. See you guys.